Oh, now I'm going. All right. Hey, it's Lord Haywire. I'm streaming on YouTube this time. So there might be some I just wanted to try out YouTube. So there might be some technical weirdnesses as I get this, I haven't streamed on YouTube in a long time. I did on my other channel a couple of times. So I just want to, it might be a little weird, and I think we should go through with the what we're doing with the game right now because we haven't done that in a very long time, and we're on episode 25. I just had to make sure. I was almost positive we were on 25, but then I second guessed myself. I'm double checking uh, what is going on to make sure. Okay, it seems to be working. Okay, so this is the game so far. I'm gonna turn on some music. I'm listening to Courtney Love Whole. Um, God, this Live Through It is such a through this. Sorry, is such a good album. Anyways, here's the game that we got so far. There's not that much going on. We're only at 25. Let's say we do 3 hours a piece here. Um, Let me pull up. Okay, I think chat is working too. I don't know. Everything's all weird. Anyways, back to my calculator. 25 times 3. Well, this is some difficult math. 70. We're at 70, 75. I had to turn this down a little bit. It's a little loud here. 75 hours of work so far, approximately. So we have the top thing going, which has the day. Well, let's hit play here. Probably looks a little weird with all these things. So time works, and you can pause it with spacebar. We have the day, the amount. This is influence. This is money. This is scrap. This is scrap. This is food. And then we have research over here where we can pull this up and, oh, that's interesting. I'm on a close look for, oh, look at that. We have a bug. If you're paused, okay, we need to put this in. So I was going to say we need to keep a close eye for issues here. If you are already paused and you open the research panel, or probably any other panel, it unpauses. All right, we're gonna have to fix our how our pause thing works. It's gonna need to check, but we'll deal with that later. Now we have a record of it. So whenever I do this, I find some bug. So anyways, if this was unpaused and you hit the research thing, it would pause it as it is. So then you can click on the Fisher. So this is research, just like any other 4X game. So I guess I should go back even farther. We're making like a 2D 4X game that's real time, but not real time as in StarCraft. Uh, Command and Conquer. Not like that type of real time. It's more like CK3 and a mashing of CK3 and Dominions. Dominions 5. So that's kind of what we're going for here. So we got research here. If we unclick this, we got the Fisher. These are just some research that we have. These are just test research, but these are all checkbox because they're already researched. We should probably undo this one. And this is, so if you click on here, this is all it does is tell you, right now everything's been researched. We have a much longer list, but I haven't commented out right now just for this test. So that's the basics of research. So that's one thing you can do. You can click on the different, every county is going to start out with its own faction. So this is the different factions, and this is the county that they're in. These are in Oregon. This is going to take place in North America. The whole thing is going to be North America. Right now we're just doing a small section of counties to test out stuff. Oh, I have this really small, set to really small population currently. So if you own the county, you can muster an army, but it's not really, it doesn't do much. You can click on it, and it takes time, just like CK3 to move somewhere. You can speed up the time so we don't have to wait as long. And then it will move, same thing, and we'll go back. This is just an arbitrary day setting right now. We can pause the time that way or that way. We did find that one bug, so that's weird. We can go to here and we can open up this. So these are possible buildings, and this is the main thing we're working on right now. is possible buildings and current buildings. So there's no buildings in this county. You can open up this, and this was working yesterday. Yeah, you can put this up and down. Oh, we're getting a bug down here. I forget what, maybe where that was where we were at. Max should max out the number of employees. You can go to another one, and this is the amount of time. And you can hit this build button. It doesn't do anything. Oh, it does do something. I forgot about this. It's the yes button that doesn't. This should also give us a bug. And so that's pretty much where we're at this point. We do have to fix that bug. Maybe I'll move that up. It's always something with time. Pausing time is surprisingly annoying. We'll do that. We'll put that next. I also kind of changed how I did stuff. So in progress has like a title, and then this is the actual stuff we're doing. So let's go back to this here and stop this, and let's get out of maximize, and let's open up some code here. What was the first one? And we'll fix this. We were like half done before with this, and so the bugs are expected at this point because I had to call it a day. It's still thinking. So when did this start happening? Let's double check here. Let's clear this thing out. And I learned something last time, and it's pretty obvious after I thought about it. So if there's a script on here, it can't access a script. It can access a script that's its child if awake. So if something happens in awake up here, it can access its children. This happens before the awake on children. So if you have a child, it can't get to this. It can go up. It can't go down. So if you have something trying to access this muster army on its awake, it can't happen. But if you have something on muster army, and it can access UI canvas. So that is something I kind of struggled with last time. Oh man, there's my pillow behind me again. Oh, and there's a cat behind me too. There was a bug on my bed, some sort of like, not a gross bug, just a normal bug. And the cat was very interested. Is that the cat right there? All right. You can no, that's another piece of my bed. All right. So let's hit play again and see where this thing is. Okay, so when does this start? We were on here, we hit this button, we clicked here, it's right there is where that is starting. And these are events, and so I'm new to events. I wrote my first event the other day. It looks like this is the issue. I don't believe this was an issue before. So this is the UI building checker. This is probably the same thing we ran into before. It's trying to access something above it, and it can't. Or sorry, the other way around. So on enable, man, I do not remember this bug being here. On enable, maybe, and this is possible. Maybe it was, so sometimes when it's accessing stuff like that's supposed to be happening at the same time, it does it in different orders. So maybe that's what's happening here. So what we're trying to do is get a count of how many people were unemployed. Is that how you spell unemployed? I feel I cannot spell my way out of unemployed. Yeah, it's just one E. I can't spell. So UI building description is, so let's go to here. Well, it's right next to it. Okay, those are the plus and minuses buttons, but this is happening before. So is this the same thing? Didn't we fix this whole thing? UI building checker, where the fuck is that thing attached to here? No, I just wanted to see where it was attached. Possible building button. And then, so it's happening. Where was it? Where is this thing? UI building checker. Think that should be like on the plus buttons and stuff. UI build button. That's empty currently. It should be like down here. UI no? Where the fuck did I put this thing? That's one of the problems with. There's probably a better way to search for this. Besides with my eyes. Usually when you click on one of these, it highlights where it is in the inspector. Like none of these should have, it shouldn't be on any of these ones. And I mean, I did this yesterday. So it shouldn't be, I shouldn't be able to remember. What the fuck is this building checker? I mean, I feel like it should be right here. Here it is. And it's trying to, it's trying to get the thing above it, which should be okay, but I guess I was wrong about that. I guess it's a different order. So this is what I struggled with last time. It was like an hour before, like wasted, I don't know about wasted. I learned stuff for an hour. I was learning. Okay, so this instance isn't happening because this is being enabled right off the bat. So what do we need to do here? We need a little, I think how we can test this. In fact, this is how we can test this, is we can go, and I think it is a different order than last time. This is subscribing to, actually, let's make sure, well, we know this is in the building description panel. Let's make sure where that is, though. I believe that that should be right here. And we have this on awake. Yep. So there's our event. This is crazy how much of a pain this is for me. It's probably not a pain for other people. This is a private. Does that matter? Let's see. I feel like that nothing else should be accessing this, but maybe it needs to be public. I don't know. I'm a beginner. I'm a noob. Easy to test though. All right, so public doesn't matter, I think. As I assumed, because nothing else is accessing on enable from a different script or anything. This is like the exact same issue we had before, but it was a different building. Where did we? So this is right before it hits that. I want to see. Because this is what it's trying to access this thing. This instance of this, which is itself. And then, so this is the issue that I'm coming up with these actions, or with these events, I mean, is that it's almost worth it just to put them all in one script, and what's the fucking point, you know? Maybe someone can tell me in chat or the comments. Uh, building. I mean, I guess we could, no, that would make it worse. I was like, if we could put this on enable, but that's going to make it worse. Yeah, so I think since yesterday, this has changed, which is fine. I mean, that just means we're solidifying my knowledge here. Okay, so yeah, so this is happening now before the other one, and it wasn't doing that. So it's the opposite of what I was doing, what was happening yesterday, which is, that just means we got to figure out how to fucking make this shit independent. So the child is now happening before the parent. So how do we do this where we so on enabled, let's double check my brain here. Yeah, so this is happening. It's doing this, and it's like, hey, this doesn't exist yet. So how do we fix that? And we got to come up with a way that's going to work forever, since and it's probably better that this broke since yesterday. So yesterday it was doing this one, it was doing this, then that, and now it's doing this, then that. There is a way to put like scripts in order up here somewhere. I don't remember where, but I don't want to actually do that because it feels like a bunch of micromanaging of something. It just seems like the wrong way to do it. So that was under this. So this is a thing that checks to make sure that there's enough employees, and it's down here, and this one is up here. If we put this up here, though, yeah, this is that one. Like, once again, we're gonna want to put these in the same script, and it just ruins the whole point of the events. Yes, I don't think we did. Yeah, we didn't get the bug now. But then, like, what's the point of having different scripts? Why not just stick them all in the same fucking script? You know what I mean? Like, what is the point of this? It really ruins the activities, or sorry, the events. Someone needs to explain this to me. I need somebody who knows how to program to be like, this is what you're doing wrong. Um, and what the point of events are. I mean, I can access with other script. It's triggering other scripts, but the other scripts. So I think maybe this is part of the issue is it's not expecting you to have everything turn on at once. So then the next step is going to be like this population info, which is not a child. It's part up here is going to have to be, well, all right. Well, let's before we get all sidetracked here, off in the wild blue yonder, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. That solves that problem, I suppose. Let's check what this thing is doing. Uh, check enough population. So current employees changed is the the current employees changed is the event action that has happened. So whenever we change this number of employees, let's go and do it again just in case here. Maybe it will be in different order this time. It should be fine, right? So when we click this, this is triggers an event, and it's saying there are enough unemployed people, but we should run out of unemployed people right there because we only have 2 people in this population. Um, I just thought of another issue. Which is, do you want the leader to be building buildings? I think we're gonna have to put a thing is it like a thing on the list. These lists are gonna get out of control at the rate we're going. This doesn't work, but we knew that that wasn't gonna work because we were half done and I had to call it a day. Okay, let's close that and let's look at this code of the building checker. Unemployed so every time you click there are enough unemployed people. If unemployed is less than or equal to current, what was it telling us? It was telling us there are enough unemployed people. If this is less than or equal to current, if unemployed is less than or equal to current employees, let's put a debug log here. It's this big long thing. Let's make sure that this is, we got an extra, it's not an extra, it's a, that's what it's supposed to be there. Let's save that. So well, that will tell us how many current employees there are. If I think this is the wrong spot. No. Let me think here. So unemployed starts out, every time you click this, it resets the unemployed. It goes through, let's debug log. So it's going to go through every county or every person in the county population dictionary, and it's going to look at their activities, and if it's not equal, wait, if it's equal to scavenging, they're unemployed. If, yeah, they're equal, so that would have been, this shouldn't have worked anyways because that was wrong. If it's equal, if their activity is equal to scavenging, that's considered unemployedness. Scavenging is what people do when they're unemployed. They just go scavenge the wasteland. I guess I forgot to mention in my introduction there that this is a post-apocalyptic game that eventually will have like magic and stuff. I have grand designs. I don't know if we'll be able to do them all because of my skill level, but we'll see. So if their activity is equal to scavenging, then we add them to unemployed. And then, so it's going to go through the first person. It's like, yeah, they're scavenging, they're unemployed. And then it's going to go, so after this for loop, I would like to see the number, we can just do unemployed. Unemployed. And I think that will tell us, because it should go through this whole for loop, and we may have not put enough people here. I put 2. Let's put 3. They should all be set to unemployed, or to scavenging, unless scavenging is typoed, which it was. Some of it was typoed yesterday. So when we go to here, then to here, then to here, then we click this, it should trigger. There's unemployed 3. Okay, and it's no longer doing that other. If this is less than or equal to current employees. This is all fucked up. Because we want to get to 5. Yeah, where there's only current employees is 1. So then it's less than or equal to. If unemployed is less than or equal to current employees. If unemployed is greater than or equal to, yeah, we need to know how many people are. We need to know if there's enough, not if there's less than. Man, I love this song. What is this song called? I don't know. I wish I could play this. I think YouTube would mark my shit though. Okay. So we hit negative. Okay, current employees is 0. Unemployed is 3. There are enough unemployed people. That's correct. We're going to hit a plus again. It should say the same. Well, I mean, there are enough unemployed. Like, let's go up. Now, what about 4? This is working correctly. It just, I was running out of time. I have some excuse. Just insert some excuse. You know, I worked at Kinko's, FedEx office for 10 years of my life. I consider it to be one of the largest mistakes of my life was to continue to work there. I worked there for 5 years and then I quit and moved to Portland and tried to get a job up here in Portland and couldn't. So then I went back to Kinko's for another 5 years, and things had changed a lot at Kinko's. But even besides that, why am I telling this story? But there was a few things about like customer service and whatnot that I learned at Kinko's, and one of them is like never have excuses for stuff. Like like everyone's, every time you go into FedEx office or Kinko's, like your copy job is not done, and it's not or it's done wrong. Don't like have like a list of excuses for shit. Like, oh, the copy machine was broken, and no one really gives a fuck about it. Your excuses, and in reality, it's true, and that's like a thing. Like if you wreck your car and you say, oh, I have all these excuses, no one really gives a fuck. It's just better to be like, oh, sorry, it's not done or whatever. So that my excuses were worthless here. Just whatever. It was fucked up. We fixed it. Okay, so if the unemployed is greater, so why we were going through all this check population thing is because we want to put in a thing here that's going to be private, a serialized field, and it's going to be a private game object, and we're going to call it not enough employees panel. And what we'll do is when this happens, instead of having this not enough people thing, or there are enough, we don't need that. If this, we'll have else. We'll pop open that panel. What not? We actually want this true. And we could call them workers too instead of employees, but whatever. Workers, I actually like workers better. Maybe we'll go through and change that. I'm a big fan of changing all the names of my code, which is obviously bad. So we're gonna need a panel here. How big is this Are You Sure panel? let's duplicate this panel. Let's put it over here. Let's call this workers. And let's change this to workers. And this, do we have a close button on here? No, we just have yes or no. Let's turn, the biggest pain about turning this on is we have to turn on a bunch of shit. We have to turn on all this stuff for this, to look at this, but I guess it's fine. Man, I think we're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna put this so I don't forget. So basically the thing that keeps popping in my head is, uh, do you want the leader to be allowed to construct buildings? So probably you're not going to want your leader to be building buildings because you want your leader to lead armies and research and do all sorts of shit. So we're going to put this in here. We might put this over here or for our next round because we're just doing small rounds around each item that we're working on. We've been doing this for a couple of days because it's kind of complicated. It's pretty much it's a necessity. I feel like to get this stuff working before we can move to the next thing. Uh, so not enough employees. We need to change this. This should not be turned on. This should be off. We need to change. Are you sure this is not enough workers? Workers text. Let's turn this on though so we can see it. We need this to be below that. In this button, we can delete. In this button, we can recenter at the bottom. And we can change its text to say close. And we're going to say this, I don't know why this was in here. We're going to say this close. And now we should, you don't have enough idle workers. We're going to turn this off. We're going to put this, what did we call this? Not enough workers. Whoops. No, not enough workers. I'm going to put that whole thing in there. And then we'll go to this close button here. It somehow knew what we were doing there. Okay. So how annoying is that going to be? Yeah, it's going to be kind of annoying. Let's turn all this shit off and look at it. We need our building panel to not be open either when this starts. I mean, that works. What we need to do, though, is also make this not go higher. We need this to... I guess I put that in there. I guess that's fine. We're going to have an issue where the max button, well, let's test it. But I'm pretty sure the max button, so otherwise I would just say like, hey, take off a number of your current employees, but the max button, yeah, see, that's kind of annoying. I mean, it's fine. This needs to be reset then to whatever the last button, what the last amount that you had of current employees. So it's basically we have to remember that number. So what are we going to call this? This is last current employees. No, we're calling them workers now. Workers. Yes, just a nothing. It's why? How is this just a nothing too? What? Just whatever. That's a nothing. Can we actually just do that? No. Do we want to? Yeah, we want to save that temporarily. Yeah, it's saying probably that this hasn't been used. Yeah. So let's think about this. It needs to remember this somewhere. Is this the right spot for it, though? This is finding all the employees. This is... It's actually not even on this. This is the event is being... triggered here. So this is resetting. If you go below 0, it resets it. If you go above 5, it should reset it, unless I didn't put that part in. Above. Yeah, the max employees. Max, it depends on the building. But we need to save this somewhere. We don't need this right now. This is going to be a public. Where do we save that, though? I'm trying to think. So you push the button. I think it's going to be right here. Before we interact with any of this stuff, actually, we can put this whole thing. Before we do any pluses or minuses, yeah, it's got to be before that. Let's put a note on this, though, so I can remember why this is here, because I won't. If the player doesn't have enough workers, it uses this variable in... Yeah, but see, now we're back to that same issue where these scripts are intertwined. I guess it doesn't matter. If the player doesn't have enough workers, it uses variable to reset to the... Oh, wait, there's an easier way to do this. We don't need this variable. We can just set it to... We don't need this thing. We can just set it to the max number of... to the unemployed number. The unemployed number is going to be correct. That's what we do. Get rid of this crap. Go back to here. Man, that album is short. Or a lot of time had passed. 40 minutes. Back in the good old days of music, albums were like 20 minutes long. Okay, this is what we do. Back in the building checker, not enough employees. Then we change. This is actually isn't. I was overcomplicating it in my brain. We just need. Not that. This is going to equal the unemployed. So if you go above that, it's like, no, you can't. It will pop that thing up and it will, I hope, and it will reset it to the last amount of unemployed that you have, which would be 3. So if you hit max, it's going to say, hey, no, you can't have this amount, and it should set it to 3. It did not work. Well, that set it to 2. Oh, what's happening is we're not triggering the events because the button. Man, it would be a lot easier to do this if this variable was a getter setter. Then we could just trigger that every time it changed. We could refresh that number. But I think I tried that. I did try that, and maybe I didn't do it right. Let's do it like a test one. Let's Google it real quick first, though. Let's do C sharp, not, this is so old, though. I don't think that's what we want. We could ask ChatGPT. Sometimes, it's 90% wrong. This is really old. Return the list, set the value. Collection property your property should expose a collection, not a. How would we figure this out here? We are going to need. I'm going to double check. I have a window open here to make sure that. All right. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with YouTube. It's been a while since I've streamed to YouTube. Just double checking. Current. What? This is possible buildings, is what this is. Oh, do I not have it open? This is going to be. In here. We tried this before. Let's see here. I'm going to fix something over here as well. Um, um, how did we test this? Let's. The problem is that if we adjust any of these, we're gonna have other issues. What does it say? Is unused. Oh, we don't need that. We got these other ones down here. Because it would really make this a lot easier if that getter setter fired off the events, but then we'd have to put the event in there. So let's do this. Let's create a new C#. We'll call this, I hate calling it test. We'll call it getter setter event. And we'll put in, it's not a mono behavior. Do events have to be in mono behaviors? I feel like they do, but we'll do this. A public static events action wait, are they public static events? I feel like they're supposed to be. No, it's just a public event. And this event will be called fire now. It doesn't really matter what it's called. Then we're going to need a public, we'll say an int, and we'll call it you know, I did a getter setter. It wasn't in a list though. Where was that? Everything's in here, so I assume it's in here. It's not in here. Where did we do that? It was the first event that I wrote. Well, of course. Wait. I think that was it. What did we call it? I don't remember. I mean, it should be pretty obvious. Here we go. So where was this? So that I guess we don't have to have. We can put a variable. Well, let's see if we. We'll just call this whatevs, and then yeah, get. Why didn't you auto populate? I can never remember how anything looks, man. It's like it's the bane. My memory is the bane of my programming existence. We were literally just looking at this. What fucking file was it in? It wasn't there. Return. Yeah. I was second guessing myself. Return whatevs. That needs to be there. Fire now. So that's the event that we want to have happen. So this is in our class. But then in here, where we have too much shit open. I don't think we're gonna need that just yet. We don't need this research stuff open. Current building. Okay, so this is inside that thing. Um, so should this be the capital one? I think this. Actually, I don't think this one it matters. Oh, we need one more of these though. We're inside. We're inside that other thing. Okay. What's going on here? Okay, I think it should go like that. Oh, wait. I guess that. So the new whatevs will equal this whatevs, which will return that, which is going to have this, but it's also going to fire now, so now we just need to subscribe. So this isn't even going to be attached to anything. We just have a class now that has one thing in it and an action. So now I need to create a list somewhere. Where were we doing? We can do this in building checker. Just for our test. Public, I guess it can be a private list. Whoops. No, I wanted that. All right. No. Okay, so then we're going to have this list, and then on enable. No, we'll have it on awake. Why can't I remember anything? I know I say that over and over again, but I can't remember anything ever. Oh, right. Okay, so this is going to set that int to 1, which is actually going to fire that fire now thing. Let's actually put this in world so we can duplicate this a little closer to what we're doing. So this is a test thing. Let's put this in here. I don't know. Okay, the space fixed itself. This is gonna have to be public. We want to duplicate what we're trying to do as much as possible. On awake, which would be right at the beginning, we're gonna put this thing. Let's put it at the bottom, and we'll get rid of this awake. So at this point, how do we subscribe to that though? That's gonna be... Well, we know which one it is. We know it's 0. No, it's not called whatevs. It's called... Fire now. Fucking go. I don't know, man. And then we're gonna put a debug log here. Fucking go. Go. Alright. I don't know why. That's what we're doing. Okay, that's not a big deal. See, I wish it did that with more stuff. I was talking about Python the other day, and how at least Python like forces some syntactual stuff. Okay, so whenever this, see, that's the thing though, is that do we want, yes, we do. We would want this event in that list because we want just, if that, in that list, if the current employees is changed, we want this event to fire. We want to subscribe. So wait, do we want each list? We got to think this through here. I might take a quick break. We want each list to have its own events. I bet you if we hit play on this, it bugs out because it's going in a different order. Do we have even this? Yeah, we have it attached to something. Yeah, we already got a bug out here. See, the order thing is really fucking me, and I don't know what the deal is. It's like really fucking me. Object reference not to, it's like every time I do, whoops, I do anything. So it's being added to the list and world in awake, and I think this is what's fucking it up. Let's get that. What happens if we get this out of here? And then we go up to here. And we just like do this just out of curiosity. Yeah, I was not expecting I was not expecting the order to be the thing that's really been screwing me today and yesterday. The order of operations or whatever they called it. Yeah, that's not going to do anything for our... And I that might have been why when we were fucking with this the other day, why the issue was. So it's having, let me... Yeah, it's the same thing. What happens if we like create, would this even do anything though? What happens instead of adding if we create it as a new empty list? Where were we? I'm lost. We didn't save this though. We didn't save that? Well, that's gonna cause an issue. Oh, no, it was over here. The other way we could do it, this is gonna be the lame way to do it. Let's go back. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, but we can do it another way. We can just have a local variable, and then we'll put a getter setter on in here, and then that getter setter will fire off the thing, and we don't have to do with all these. It's really this order thing is really fucking me over, and I can't believe why this is causing so many issues all of a sudden. We didn't have all of these issues of the order of things not being loaded in time until like yesterday or the day before. Can't no, it was yesterday. It was like the whole stream yesterday was just issues with this. It's really bizarre that I'm suddenly having all these issues. It's because it's like it has to do with the events. I think the events like are. No, I mean it. I guess I don't know, but I'm gonna go take a quick smoke break. Sometimes that clarifies things in my mind of what's going on. So I will be back in less than 5 minutes here. Let me throw out my break timer. Let me pause my music as well. Otherwise, it will play while I'm not here, and I want to listen to it. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I went outside and I thought of something else. Nothing that was even related to this. So that's that's a bummer. Um, that's what happens though. You need like a smoke break sometimes to uh, um, redo your thoughts, but it doesn't work. I did have another thought though. Instead of adding, what happens if we just stick a new empty list? Will that still croak like this one? Wonder why these. Oh, this is because we're doing. We'll just go back to the other idea. We'll get rid of this whole script this temporary script. We'll just blow it up. Man, it's really screwing me. The order of operations is really fucking me up, man. Um, we're gonna have bugs here, but that's okay. There's got to be a way to event and getter setter in list. We probably want C sharp. Maybe we can ask what you gonna call it. Here we go. How do I trigger an event in the setter of a property? Well, we already did that. That's actually not that hard. It's the issue is the list part. I haven't gotten to this in my C sharp training. I'm also taking like a basic C sharp class besides just fucking around with this. Let's just go back and make it work. We'll come up against something. Uh, it's gonna be dumb, but we don't need this anymore. We can get this out of here. It's gonna be dumb, but we can make it work. Cause we can. This shit can go. Let's save this. This shit can go. I like to have these clean. Clean. Okay, so the issue, back to what we were doing. We want this thing, instead of every button firing, we want it to happen in a getter setter. So that's under uh, building. We had to like combine everything. It's under here. So instead of, see, we're having it go when you push a button. And we don't want it to go when you push a button. We want it to go when you change a variable. So see, that's why I'm saying like to have it in here would be the prime location, but I cannot get that to work. And I don't know if I'm missing something simple. I mean, we could try it again in this actual list instead of that test list. Um, see, because these are happening in 3 different locations, but it's accessing the same variable. The same variable is getting changed no matter what. My other thought here um, was to just create a variable that these things are being applied to, and every time it gets changed, like this is we'd have a local variable in this whatever this is mono behavior, um, and when that one changes, it would change this. But it's like an additional step of stuff that we don't really need to do. I'm gonna try one more time here. Uh, we can ask ChatGPT, and sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes let's ask it. Sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes it's a big pile of shit. I would say, like I was said before, It is about 99% unhelpful. 90%, not 99. I'm logging into it right now. Part of the issue is you have to know what you're asking, and it's weird. So let's see. How do we ask this question? I need to trigger an event in a class with when a variable changes in a list. List monitoring or list observation. There are several ways to implement this technique, but one common approach. Oh wait, no. This isn't C sharp, shitbag. C sharp. I can't. Stop it. I thought I would know. I thought I would know because private action list. Set a timer to check the list periodically. So this is like a whole thing that I never even encountered before. So this is part of the reason why I'm programming this game in these like little chunks is because I keep running into these little things, and as I learn each little thing, I go back and next time we come around to the research, let's say we're done with research, we'll implement the new things I've learned. The implementation using a timer to periodically check lists. The sequence equal method is used to compare the old and new lists, and the lock keyword is used to prevent multiple threads from multiplying lists at the same time. The start method is used to start the monitor. The callback function is called when the new list, whenever it changes. Okay. It's a class called list monitor T. Private list T. Watch list is what it's calling it. Action list T callback. Start a timer. Okay, this is subscribing to elapsed. Timer dot elapsed. Okay, that's just some built-in thing. Let's see if we can. Let's ask if we can make it less complicated. It'll be like, yes, and then it's gonna spit out the same shit. That's kind of what I've found is like, yeah, it's kind of slow it's typing. Um, so this part, yeah, this is the same. This is the same thing. It's just, um, I don't think I. Okay, so What did they call this thing? A monitored list or some shit? List monitoring. Does this mean anything? New object. Effectively track changes to a list. The following code fulfills some requirements that are not obvious from the title. First of all, yeah, this is way above my level, my skill level. I need to get on those. I need to get on those classes, those C# classes. A weight-based sync. So that's not where we don't want weight-based. We want change-based. Whoops. Let me think about this for a second. Maybe I'm like overthinking and I'm just doing it wrong. So let's double check that we're not getting any errors right now with the this thing. I mean, I guess we could also stick a script on here. When that opens up, it changes. I mean, we can do that out of, when I say on here, I mean where it sets just out of laziness we could do that. Oh, but that isn't the issue isn't that it's not getting set. The issue is that it's not updating the panel. And we want the panel to update when that changes. So that's in this other, which is this thing we want to fire, but that's from another script. I don't think we can do that, can we? I mean, we're subscribed to this thing, but we can't fire. Um, I mean, we could fire that, but it's like then we're back to this like why subscribe to it? We would have this would be built into that other thing. Is there another way? So what I'm saying is we're trying to not have these scripts forced. They can just look. They can look, but they're not touching. And if we did that, we would have it touching again. Current employee changed fires this thing that it's subscribed to right here, which does a panel refresh. In this script, and we don't want to have. Where is that thing? Let's put it next to. The fuck is it? Building checker. Whoa, I didn't want to tear you off there. I just wanted to move you over. Move over. What the fuck? Move over. Uh, so we could put a script here, but it wouldn't do us any good without we're trying to keep them uncoupled, as they say. Uh, so we're going around in circles. This is what happened yesterday too. It's the same. It's like we're like on the verge of me on the verge of getting this to mentally work, and it's just not. So these are subscribing. So this is every time you touch the button. Really, in reality, the best time to have this event go off is when this current employees changes, because if that changes, we want it to refresh. That is by far the simplest way to do this. But how do we subscribe? How do we set this up? Let's try it one more time. This is going to be under where is this thing? Possible buildings. Not there. So once again, this would be the perfect spot if we could somehow get this to work here. I'm going to call it workers. That's not what we want. We want this. Why are you doing it that way? I honestly don't like it when it has that line like that, but whatever. We need one more of these. My music has stopped. I guess I'm gonna listen to a Weezer album. uh, sometimes it's just what am I looking for? I am looking for none of this shit. It's right here. Just double checking. This is the lowercase, and then we're gonna put this action in here. I wonder if we want it to be up at the top. We'll put it up at the top just for the fuck of it. Oh, this should be capital though. Oh, this should be action. And then down here is we want this. And then people should be able to subscribe to that, right? Except this is going to be a capital. It doesn't, oh, because we called it current workers. But that's okay. That's better that it's slightly different. Or more different. I'm surprised it's not giving us bugs because we have this exposed. Do we make this a private one? See, this is why I didn't want to fuck with this part. Because we're going to have to change a bunch of shit. Well, I guess we'll change it back when we get there. We can just find. I'm very reluctant to find and replace all of these things, even though it's probably the right thing. I'm still, yeah, man. Look how many of these we've been fucking around with these current employees forever. We still have some more to go here. Nope. Okay, let's save this. We got to get rid of this. This, where did we put that? So this is where it gets sketchy. Is on enable, it's inside of a list somewhere. And that list, where is this list being created? World map load dot instance dot possible buildings. We don't know which. We do know which. Because we did it down here somewhere. It's under world map load. Oh, maybe we didn't do it over here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We called it like currently selected county. Oh, wait. This is not. No, I'm thinking of something else. The possible building is somewhere else. You click on the building. You click on the building and it, so this is under UI. I think it's there. Possible building number. And that's actually, that's that other getter setter we were looking at. Where the fuck did it go? Possible building number. It causes when it changes, it causes that thing to update. This is going to be a big waste of our time, but because it's going to be like, no, this is the wrong order. I know it. So now we've subscribed to the current employee refresh there. This is not going to work. It's the order is fucking me and I can't figure out how to fix it. And there's probably something really obvious that I just don't know. I should have commented that ad, honestly. This should be a negative. Comment this out. Comment this out. Comment this out. Okay, so this is the other one. We'll just comment this out. And we'll do... So this needs to subscribe to the same one, right? Yes, it needs to subscribe to this. The same exact... Well, we got the wrong thing, but and what were we calling this one? Check enough population? I keep getting my hopes up in my mind, like, oh, this is gonna work. It's not gonna work, man. I just want to get this because I think this is the where we negative, yeah, negative out stuff. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna do the same, like, hey, you don't know what this is yet. We know that that list is working up to that point, but it's gonna be getting fired earlier. Yeah, see, it already happened immediately. This is kind of one of those things, though, where it's croaking out because nothing's subscribed to it yet. I think. Oh, maybe you need that null check. Someone said like you needed. There was a null check thing. Uh, you have not defined the events properly. So maybe that's been my issue this whole time. Oh, they have that little arrow thing. What's that? Lambda? Lambda? I knew events were going to be hard. The first event I wrote was so easy. I was just like, what the fuck, man? Um, this is in the UK. What do we got here? I hate when people do foo in tutorials. Fucking hate it. Oh god, what am I listening to here? Oh. Alright, we're gonna switch to some GG Allen. I know that's a controversial take, but can I just put a... I don't know how I would do that. I think that I'm doing this wrong is what's happening as I'm setting up these events wrong. Like I need something here, and I think I'm on the right path of these Google-ness, but let's ask. Uh, let's do Unity. Here's the null check thing. And it said it's so, in one of my many readings, it kept saying like you gotta do these fucking null checks. Okay. Yeah, and it said like, oh, this is overkill sometimes, but you gotta do these null checks or you're gonna get all sorts of errors. So I think that's what I'm doing. So I do invoke. Wait, where's the thing? The thing's at the end. If this solves that problem, then that's a big. I'm gonna put a note in there too, so next time I go looking for it. Okay, so did that not? When did it happen last time? Whoops. I do that all the time. I click up here. Uh, well, that doesn't work. We're not getting that error anymore. Okay. Is this even happen? Is this even doing anything? Let's see here. So we are. All right, let's keep it simple. I think it's that invoke thing has been fucking me this whole time. Okay, so that's current employees refresh. Should. I'm just double checking. This looks to me like this is the correct. So R, when we're hitting minus, let's just do it on minus only. Let's debug log this thing. Just to make sure that changes are happening. We may have fucked that up because we were fucking with that. We don't need this thing. No, not with a minus. The problem is, I think this is going to reset. Actually, let's just hit play and see what happens. Yeah, I think it's that invoke thing. Is that. Yeah, you got to learn the hard way so that you. So that is changing that. And it should stay as -1 because the next time it goes, the next step is to reset it to 0. Okay, so this is changing that, but it's not firing this. Or is it firing this? Let's put. I don't think this is actually going to help us, but let's give it a shot. I think this is going to happen regardless if this thing is invoked. What's your problem? Debug does not contain a definition for log. Is it because I need something up here? Is my brain stop working? That's quite possible. I'm just looking for another one. I guess I could just type one in right here. Okay, it does. It's just, I need something else in this. It's probably because it's not a mono behavior or something. I don't know what this is. Let's go back to that. Where was that thing? Because this is not a mono behavior. This is a class. Stop. What else could we do? How, that's not going to help us anyways, like I was saying. So this is going to, can we subscribe to it in this one? I don't feel like we can. They wouldn't do us any good anyways. Okay, so this, we need to figure out also, are we hitting the right list? Current workers changed. We're subscribing to that. Let's put it here. So let's test that first. I think we can test that easily. It should be 0 if we select the top option. Wait, suddenly this is working? What did I change? Okay, it works with 0, and then it stops working. It's the invoke thing that's been fucking me this whole time. And I read about that. I read about it, and it said, like, you gotta have this in here. And then when I set up my, you know who lied to me? This motherfucker right here lied to me. Let's see. You lying motherfucker. This piece of shit. It's not a person. Don't worry. It doesn't have feelings. We're going to have like that in the future when we all have like AI assistants and they've been trained to cry and stuff. Okay, no, it has it right here. Okay, it's not a lying motherfucker after all. All right, I'm just a fool. That's the issue. Okay, so the other thing that we're having here is this number is not updating. Possible building number is supposed to be getting updated when you click on this. It was working before, so something has broken it. And it could be just like I typoed it or something. But let's look at, if we click on here and we click here, see, it still thinks 0 is the possible building number. Oh, it only did it once. All right, let's do something real quick here. Let's get rid of some of these console things. We don't need this shit. Current employees. Why were we looking at that? I don't know. Well, look at that big debug log. We don't need it right now. Oh, if wait, this is just a debug log? Oh. Well, this is dumb. This is a dumb thing. Let's put a note in here. This is dumb. It needs to be fixed. If there is nothing in the if part, then why even have it? There we go. You know what? I'm gonna put that in here as well. This is, where is this under? This is UI building checker to have the checker if statement fixed. What line is it on? It's currently on line 25. Luckily, shit like this isn't that hard to fix. Okay, so that, I think that invoke thing, man. I know I keep saying that, but I'm pretty amazed by the amount of issues I've been having just because of that. I mean, they said they said it. I just ignored. I ignored their warnings. Like it's okay. So where are we at here? We need to figure out why this is not updating. So instance possible building number is under here. Possible building number. Did we not update? I know what we did. We didn't update this to the capital P, I would bet. Wonder how long that's been broken. Have I just been like luckily clicking the top one every time? No, this is the capital P. You know, I did rename it at some point because it used to be called something else, like possible building checker or some shit. Okay, where is that getting updated though? When it should be when we click it, here's right where it's getting updated. That's in a prefab. The It probably broke when I was setting up this getter setter. And I just never noticed. We've just been lucky since then. Possible. Can't I to make this private as well? I don't think I need that to be public because it's this thing. And that'll actually show me down here if we have an issue. It's returning this little guy. Yeah, that was supposed to be private. So it's returning this guy when we're getting it. And this is the public part. And then we're setting it, the value equals that. And then that should fire. You know what else could be happening is we could have broke, and we can check that really easily here with, it's supposed to number those as they come out, and we may have not numbered them. That may have broken. You know, we did change, so it's right here. They're supposed to, well, let's click on one. Possible building number is 1. No, it's not. Um, I mean, it might be. And so that my one idea did not work. What would have changed here? These are all the capital. Was it getting the other information from the list correctly? I wasn't even paying attention. It is. It's getting like the Forest Shack stuff. So what it's getting that stuff correct. What is going on here? Uh there's like probably one string that's missing the P, the capital P, and that's what's fucking us. And it would be around here. It would be in one of these minus plus button, right? No, that's changing the correct thing. This is refreshing. Okay, so maybe it's something else here. I have an idea. Did we hard code in one of these stupid things? No, here it is. Current employee refresh. Is it because of this? It's only doing this once? No, we subscribe to it. Or it's being fired. It worked with, we did hard code something and it was 0 earlier, but I think we deleted it. So this one, okay, this is just on enable though, so that's not going to give us any, this is not in a good spot. Oh. Wait. I just came up with the issue is that this is only subscribing to that one event, but we're changing three different things on the list. Well, that throws this whole thing into chaos. My whole idea has turned into chaos. So on enable, it's subscribing to the right one, but then because UI possible building number is 0, so it subscribes to that, and then you click on one, but it's not subscribed to that. So we could put a for loop where it goes through and subscribes to all of them. But then we like have to do that on disable too. That seems like a lot of I feel like we're going down. What time is it? 1:56. Maybe I'll take another quick break. So going back though here, let me think about this. Going back, if we had like an intermediary variable, God, we did so much work to get that to work. Well, we know it works now, and we learned the invoke thing. If we had an intermediate variable that gets changed, it wouldn't matter which one of these. What a pain in the ass. We might actually use that. To have the intermediate variable, we would put this I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, it is kind of a big deal, but so there are two options, like off the top of my head, is we'd have to go through a for loop and subscribe to all of these, all of those in the list, which is that, and then we could go have another for loop that goes through and on disable unsubscribes from them. Is that dumb? No, we don't need that. We need like. I mean, so we would have to do this, except this is going to be I. What happens if we do that? I'm going to take a break in like 1 second here. I mean, it seems like a dumb thing to do, but maybe that's the correct way to do it. I don't know enough. Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me in the comments. Be like, no, you're an idiot. You're supposed to be doing it this way. I mean, that works. Oh, Max didn't break though. Didn't Max break on here? It does. Maybe we don't have this button. That's the building checker. Oh my god, then we're gonna have to have another for loop in here. Yeah, because we're using the same. Like, I don't know how. Like, is that what you're supposed to be doing? They're decoupled. They're decoupled. I don't know if that's what we're supposed to be doing at this point, or if we're supposed to. Let's just do it with the for loop. We gotta put another for loop over here to just to unsubscribe. Someone, please, if you know what I'm doing wrong here, or right, if they, oh yeah, this is normal. That's the normal way you do this. Then you tell me. If this is not the normal way you do this, then tell me how to do it the normal way. I'm probably missing some major thing. So the other ideas have an intermediary variable where it would trigger the event would get fired every time it changes. I'm trying to think, what is this building? Let's just get rid of this lack of to avoid confusion later. I think we actually should break this into multiple things, like the buttons. Why did we even do this? Because we were having some other issue. I kind of like these next to each other, honestly. On enable and on disable. Um, Not sure why this is a different color than that one. Is it a different color in this other one? Oh, I don't know why it was a different color. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be back in less than man, that Gigi Allen album that it's like the discography. Oh no, it's fine. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, let me put my break timer on, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Okay, let me turn off my break timer and let me turn on my music. And we already did the for loop to unsubscribe from the other one, so I guess we'll do a for loop here. I bet you the intermediate thing is what we want. An intermediate whatchamacallit, I can't read what this thing is and I can't remember. UI, what does that say? Possible buildings, of course. Is that what we're doing? It doesn't like count. Why don't I just copy this over here? Oh, we're on their whole wrong. Oh wait. There's another one of these same variables. Oh, right. What? Now I'm confused at what we're doing here. World instance, no, this is the list. Jesus Christ, man. This is where we're making the list of these things. I don't know. Yeah, it's the, yeah, I was confusing myself, again. I don't know if this is the, yeah, like I said, I don't know or don't know, so tell me if you know, please, for the love of God. Then we'll just copy this whole thing. I'm sure there's many things I'm doing wrong, and I've actually, whoops, I've actually had, chat has been very friendly with pointing out nicely. They've put in pointing out stuff nicely. They're just like, hey, you know, have you tried this? And I'm like, what's that? And then I try it and it works. Okay, so that is going to subscribe to all those things. I feel like that is doing it wrong, but we'll see here if this works. I moved the pillow and I guess I didn't move it far enough. There's also like a cat sleeping right behind the pillow. It liked where I moved it. I think is what's going on here. That didn't work. Does it still work here? It does. Building checker. It's funny when I occasionally watch parts of my videos afterwards to see certain things, and it's interesting to see how long I sit in silence looking at the code. I'm a little confused now. Possible building number is 0, is 1. What is going on with this though? Those, it's not doing anything. I don't think we're subscribing to the right thing. Actually, let's go test this one more time here. Man, once I get this down, every time, like I said, every time I do something new, it's a real struggle for me. Uh, Why is it firing 3 times? Every time I hit the plus button. We got some other issue now. We got more issues. Oh no, that's right. It's if it's great, it's counting through all those every time to see if you have enough unemployed people. So that's normal. Now I got sidetracked. What the fuck were we trying to do? Possible building number is 0. Did we only click on that one? Let's see. I need to regroup my brain here. I was hoping. See, that's at 1. We got the wrong variable in here. They're all named so similarly that I'm starting to confuse myself. This is the one that should be in the building checker. No, here's the issue. It's not subscribing to all of them still. We had this thing in here wrong. I should have just copied it from my other one. That should be I, and subscribe to all of them. We do have like a couple of numbers or a couple of variables that are very similar. We're gonna have to go through and kill that shit at some point. It's a real issue. Okay, so everything works now. We know the number of employees is working. Jesus Christ. It only took 2 hours of struggle here. Let's fix this thing. Let's if unemployed is greater than current workers, turn that if it's if unemployed is less than current workers, if it's greater than current workers, not enough employees, and it sets that back, then we can just have this debug. Something has gone horribly wrong, and check enough population. And that little click was some sort of weird tongue click to know that we did that possibly right. All right, let's see if this does what we if it still works. Wait, if unemployed is less than, wait, is less than current. So current employees is 5 and you have 3 unemployed. Yes, okay. We were right at the beginning. And Okay, no, I guess that's fine. So nothing has gone horribly wrong. Everything is beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. All right, so that seems to be working. So now the issue is, wow, that was such a struggle. Let's save this. I don't know what I've changed over here, but let's save it. I mean, I save religiously on these things. All right, let's go through our list, though, of things we've completing. Half done. This is done. Didn't we just add? This is the thing we just fixed, too. I like to just try to fix stuff. We could go after that time issue. I would like to finish this. That's actually going to be a pain in the ass. It seems like it should be simple, but it's not, because it's I've struggled with this issue before with having you hit escape and it pops up like your options page, and then but if you hit the close button, sometimes that triggers certain stuff. Blah 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 blah. I thought I was like, wow, this worked really well this time. Do you want the leader to be allowed to construct buildings? Right now, let's put that down a little bit. When building is clicked, it should check to make sure you have the resources to build the item and at least one person is building it. That's down the list a little bit. Make a current job. So this might be the first thing we do here. Need to select the number of employees that are building it. That's done. This is just a thing that we could actually put this. This is kind of like a different. Okay, so these are more things that need to be triggered by these when you click the build button. This could be below this. All right, so we got a few things done. Make a current day job and a next day job on the population list. So this is where we're gonna. What's going on currently is we'll maximize this. I thought something flashed there, and I was like, "What the fuck now?" Uh, so currently, if you click on this population list, it shows that they're scavenging. Lord Haywire, Alice Allen, and Henry Moore. And this is all giant like this just for testing. We're gonna slowly make this stuff smaller. In fact, we might make it smaller right now. So what we want to have happen is that when you're finally here, so it's checking this population thing, which probably we should not. Oh, look, the time never stopped. Oh, it stopped until we clicked that. Yeah. Yeah, that's an issue. I make sure that I have this up. Whoops, up on my list at the top. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. Pausing time shouldn't seem like it should be a pain in the ass, but it is. All right, right now it doesn't matter, but well, it kind of matters. We'll get to it soon. Anyways, it's okay. I think it's okay for you to be able to click on this. Man, we're gonna have so many events and shit though. Good God. And then, do we really need to subscribe to them all? We'll have to figure that out as we go too. This is why we're doing baby steps here. So, currently, when you select three, so when there's three, scavenging means they're idle. So when we have three, we need to have another day. We have their current day activities, they're scavenging, and then when you set them to build, they need to start building the next day. So this is the next thing we need to have on this list, and then we need to change it. We need to change their activity. So first off, let's close some stuff down. We have like 25 things open here. Current building, that we won't be accessing that today. Research item, no. We may be dealing with that. We may be dealing with that. We shouldn't have to be select county. Shouldn't matter. Wait. Select county? No. Possible building? Maybe. We might have to. Probably not. UI building checker? Definitely going to be messing with that unless we're done. This needs that invoke thing. We might as well just put it. What was it? Question mark invoke. Invoke. Like that? No, there's like a dot in here somewhere. There we go. We haven't even gotten to this part. this is so fucking complicated. For the first run, like I would keep saying, I'm trying to keep everything baby steps as we go around. I keep doing so. We're circling out and improving things, but this is so fucking complicated for this one little part. I mean, and this is what we're gonna have to fix for the. And like, how will we know that you want to keep it paused? But we do need to keep stuff paused. Select army, we definitely are not going to use. Timekeeper, we're not going to use today. We'll probably do that soon, very soon with this thing. Okay, we've narrowed this down some, but what we need now is we need to go into our population. So we're going to go down. We're like jumping. We're jumping to here for right now. We're going to pop this open. We're going to have activity is going to change. We're going to duplicate this. And this shouldn't be that hellish. Who knows? It could be incredibly hellish. Considering how hellish everything else has been in the past couple of days. It seems like I get like 3 easy streams and then like 3 hellish streams, then I'm back to the 3 easy streams. So this is going to be current and then next. And we need to fit this. So these are at 200. All of them are at 200. Age, I don't think we need to be at 200. What happens if we change it to 100 though? Because this is in a horizontal group. Sex, we don't need that to be at 200. We can do 100 here. There we go. And then we're going to go to current. This is going to be today. And we're going to rename all this shit. We'll just say tomorrow. And then we need to go. I think we have a prefab. We do. This prefab, we're going to basically change here exactly. It has to be exactly. Well, it doesn't have to be exactly. We want it to be. And then what did we do? We made this 100. We made this 100. Now they all shit. Oh, this is test sex. We'll just have sex. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to. We need to go adjust our class that we're using for people. So we're gonna rename this to current activity. Man, that is some lag there. And then we're gonna have a public string. And this is based on days. It's gonna change each day. I'm waving off somewhere. We're gonna do this. This we're gonna so I kind of change. You know what? Since we're changing how this works, let's do this. We're doing this differently now. We are doing this differently. This is going to be current. And then this is going to say this. And this is going to say this. I don't know why, but this is how they've been doing it. It's been auto-populating it this way. That's right. This is going to be, I guess we could rename this. When the IntelliCode has been making it look like this. So we're going to try to keep everything consistent is the goal here. This is current. All right, so we have some problem here. Yeah, so as this is entering the the population, we should check just to make sure. I don't think the leader should actually. I think we should have a text checkbox where like that. Whoops. We should have a checkbox where. Oh, you know what we have to do here though? Is we need a new thing. We should have a checkbox on the leader where you can decide like, hey, do you want the leader to be allowed? Do you want the leader to be allowed to be in the workforce? Which I think we actually should have that, and then have it like give a bonus to people how much they like him if he's doing work with them. Okay, so we have the population list group, we have population info, we have this prefab that's being set up here. Is this really where this is happening? I think we have another one somewhere else. It's down here. I was wrong. It is not down here. It's down here. Oh, we don't have a how are we doing this? So on enable, and then we're destroying everything and we're recreating it every time. Do we want to do that? I guess. Once again, should be probably another event. That when you click on it. So on enable, it's creating all this stuff. We actually do need to, yeah, see, like this is set to faction list activity, but we don't even have, what is this set to? Oh, we need the leader to have this too. So let's go to heroes. That would be actually a reason to combine these. I have two different lists, a hero list and a leader list. I'm trying to think. Whoops, no, we don't want to do that. Go back. If it will say the next day the leader is going to start doing this, let's worry about that later. Basically, it will be weird. Activity that your leader isn't doing something immediately. Activity. Everything's looking like garbage at this point. So we're going to need to change this. We'll rearrange this as well. So my idea was originally we could have, so this is like currently identical to the population, and maybe we should just stick this in the population list and just have it, there's other ways we can do it. we might. So I'm having all these issues with like not lists themselves. I'm having issues with uh, deciding when to have lists and when to split them apart, and like should they just be like one really long list, or if they should be a bunch of shorter lists. Like what is the proper way of doing things basically. uh, I should have renamed these over there too. Somebody's messaging me. We've been talking about uh, Songs of Six. Got a space in there. And then we'll do this. Like literally this. IntelliCode doesn't, it gives up sometimes. It gives up a lot, honestly. And then here. Okay, so then we need to have, this should also be comma scavenging. This is basically when the first time it runs, what it assigns everything. It's going to be a little weird, like I said, with just making sure this is the right one. So the reason I want it when you set someone to do something for them to start the next day, because they're set to work from 9 to 5 every day. And so they'll start it the next day, but it will be a little bit weird to have your leader do that the next day. Maybe it doesn't matter. We'll have to see how it is, and maybe we'll have to change. So like your people don't work, a ridiculous amount of time every day. They just work from 9 to 5 at the beginning. And so the leader has been updated. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know. We should get a bug of some sort, because I never told it to update this next activity title or the current one. I mean, maybe not it will be a bug. It just test activity. Well, that's unexpected. Look how small the names are. Let's fix something here, though. Let's go to our prefab. And we'll go to max will be 36. And that should take care of one issue here real quick. So when I play other video games, I see a lot of weird little bugs like this, like where that was all weird, that people don't fix. And I feel like what they're doing is they're putting like they have a bug list that they just keep adding to, and then it gets to it gets to a point where they don't want to go and fix all the bugs because they have 3,000 of them, of little minor shit like that. For me, I just try to fix it right then. I don't know if I'm full of shit or what. We got to figure out where this other thing was. I think I probably put where was that? What did it say? Test activity? No. What did it say? Oh, it's right here. We didn't, yeah, we need to assign. It's not that it said it there. We need to assign. That was. We were just looking at it. Look at this. So we have some sort of. Okay, so we were doing this. Man, it gets slow when you when you when you are changing something. I think it's trying to look through where everywhere you're going to be changing. So this actually might be something where we should be subscribing from here. You know, like we should be subscribing to an or to an events. I'm pretty positive that's probably what we should be doing. It's currently working though. So maybe this is talking about the bugs thing where people let them sit for a while. Maybe that isn't what's happening. It's when they see something like that and they're like, "Oh, well, I'll fix that later because it's still working," and then they change something and that goes back and breaks. So how would we fix that? Let's think about this for a second here. Uh, we would on enable. Let's think about this. So this is the UI population info, which is right here. Actually, this is fine. How this is set, I think, is fine. We're just gonna change some stuff here. We have one more step. Uh, okay, so I think that should look like that. Maybe. Where are we at? This is for the leader. Yeah, so this is for the leader, and then down here we're gonna have like the same thing basically. For real? Oh no, it says county list. I was like, this looks identical to me. It is not identical. This is county. I don't know why it's sometimes it busts. Okay, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently for that thing to appear. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get through this change yet. But this is one of the things we needed to add on here anyways. Not anyways. Oh, we lost the person. we got like a a thing. Where was it? Where was our script? It was right here. We need to put the thing in here. How are we accessing this thing? I don't know. Where the fuck is it? What is it called? Horizontal population list text. I mean, it should be around here somewhere. That's the prefab. Blocker panel shouldn't have anything on it. These shouldn't have anything on them. Scroll view, maybe? No. Viewport? Do we stick something on there like a fool? I feel like it should be on there, but it's not. Are we in the right spot? Maybe we put it higher. But that would be like way up here. No, definitely not there. Let's close this. Well, I hope not there. I can vaguely remember having this. We got a couple of horizontal. Where the fuck did we put this? What is this thing? This is a class? It's a mono behavior. Everything is public. Did we? Did I just find some like major bug that I didn't? That I Is this on the prefab? It is. This is gonna be on the prefab because it's yeah, this is gonna be on the prefab, and then that's why we don't need any of these to be. There we go. Here we go. To be public, I guess. I don't know. We haven't looked at this in so long. I forgot how it worked. We're gonna have to rewrite this whole thing at some point. But right now, All right. Today we got scavenging. Tomorrow we got scavenging. Look how much of like room around the sides we have of this thing. Like, why is that so gigantic? What am I doing? I need to get out of here. Population panel info. Yeah, that's pretty massive. We could make this bigger. Let's put just a note in instead of getting sidetracked. Here's the thing I was just saying that probably other developers do, and then I was like, here we go. But I was like, I'm too good for that. Like that isn't a big deal to do, but it's just I don't want to do it right now. God damn it! Tried to save it. I want to try to get. Well, we got it. We got that done. How much time do I got? 15 minutes. I try to only stream for 3 hours. I know as my brain stops working, after 30 minutes. But and why do we care about this right now? It's because we're gonna change this to building. Billy Coleman, huh? Russell James. This is all dudes. It's gonna be hard to have. It's gonna be hard to have kids here. Okay, so the next thing. So we got to the part. I have 15 minutes. Can I jump into this? I don't think I can, but let's double check that there weren't any yeah, there was nothing on the console. Building checker is actually so this is where we're gonna change. So another thing all right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. But the next thing I think, so this just being, how do I make it maybe let's try this. How do I make an enumerator? Am I using the right term? Enumerator. This was in my basic class. What does it do? I like it. They're like, here's a simple example. Fuck you. Is it an I enumerator? No, it's not an I. I just took well, it was like 2 weeks ago. No, get the fuck out of here. What is the meaning of enumerator? Enumerate over a collection of you can infer the purpose by simply looking at the members of the. More specifically, the enumerator knows exactly where you are in the collection. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we don't want to do that then. That's not what I was thinking. That last part wasn't in my training class. It just said it was used to turn words into numbers, basically. Look at this. I got a getter setter in here. Like, this is a terrible example, man. Make it simpler. Maybe it's a great example. I don't know. Okay, so that's not what we wanted. What we want to do. So me going through and typing in this is bullshit, is basically what I'm saying here. So let's go, we can set this up in our all text. Because we suddenly have a second job. This up until this point, we haven't had any second job. We've just had the standard jobs. Do I want it to be an array? So like 0 would be scavenging, 1 would be constructing. I think we just want it to be. Do we want it to be an array? I'm trying to think, like, would we have any need? Right now we don't have any need, so we're gonna put this in all text. I'm gonna put it at the top because it's short. You're like, what? This is actually gonna be called idle because it's currently scavenging. And then, what were you? No. This is going to be construction. Your idle. Constructing. Building. Building. And we'll say building. And then, okay, so one of the things that will work well with this is if we have to change shit again, we don't have to go through everything. So what we got to do here is find anything that says scavenging and change it. Well, besides that one, to idle. Wait. Oh, I hit Control Z. What the fuck have I done? All right, we'll go to the next one. We don't have the right thing. We didn't have the right thing on there. This should actually be, stop it. It's jumping all over the place. Let's do this so that this isn't such, I want to say this isn't so horror show. I mean, sure. Horror show. Jobs, idle. Yeah, you were a little short. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's what I Control Z'd. Control Z'd. That's what I undid. Yeah, thanks. A lot of times IntelliCode is like pretty short or pretty really? I don't believe you. Is that really everything? Oh, I guess this is true. This is broken. Okay, so if that is equal, if their current activity is equal to that, add to the unemployment list and did I call it building or did I call it something else? Why is this unsaved? Jesus Christ. Building. So the one issue is, building what? There's so much. All right, we'll just keep it simple. There's so much to do with each step. There's 6 other steps that get added to the steps. It's fine. Let's. So what are we doing here? Do we have time? We don't have time for that. But that solves one little. Maybe we have time. We have 10 minutes. It's gonna be a clusterfuck of pain here. So. The idea here was, oh, this is why we had that invoke wasn't working too, because we had that whole issue. Let's turn on, well, let's hit play. Let's make sure that it's working again. Who knows what I just fucked up. The reason normally we're gonna do 10 population to start, but we have 3. All right, so this is set to that. Everything's working. Sarah Thompson is here. I don't really like how their names are so small, but I guess they're not really that small. We should probably have like I can find that out. I was gonna say I wish I knew um what their that's 24. Let's do this real quick. Let's stop this. Let's make it all of them 24 or smaller. Max, stop it. Let me in here. Max out at 24. Is that what we had it at? We did. It just this seems so large, doesn't it? This doesn't even have a thing for getting smaller. Why would sex be? Let's just set it to 24. I don't know. Maybe there was a reason earlier. Well, we want this to be at 24. I don't like that they're all different sizes and whatnot. Let's hit play one more time. I mean, it's still gonna be ugly as fuck. These things are probably too big. This shit isn't fucking lined up. That looks fucking tiny, but let's see here. No, it's not small at all. I mean, this isn't even the full screen either. Let's fix this one other thing while we're fixing shit. I guess we probably won't get to the next step, uh, which is fine. I mean, we've got, where are we at here? That's the list. It's right here. Can we just select all these and change them? I think one of these is set wrong, and I just noticed it. Yeah, I think sex isn't centered. Age doesn't look centered either. Actually, none of those look centered. Is that what we're doing wrong here? Centered, 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 centered. Why do they not look centered? Centered, centered. Maybe it's like an optical illusion. Might as well fuck with this for the last like 2 minutes. Let's see here. You know, everything seems to be off to the left a little bit. Um, I bet you. I bet you there's something. I don't think I put like any padding or anything in here. I mean, that looks pretty centered here. Oh, is it this thing? It is. It's this thing. Because this is gone. Well, shit. Let's just put this over here somewhere. I think we actually already have this. How many issues do we have? We have like 45, 47, 46. It's getting to a lot. I knew this was going to start filling up. We're going to get into the hundreds here. Make sure current day job and next day is in the population list. We did that. That's done. I like to mark stuff off. Do you want the leader to be allowed to construct buildings? We need this to... We should probably have a checkbox in the leader list or panel that allows the players to decide that. Also, if the leader is working with the plebes, then it should give them a happiness bonus. That's not how you spell happiness. Update comment. And then we will toss this back into here. When the building is clicked, it should make sure you have the resources to build the item and at least one person building it. We actually remove influence costs. So this is another thing. This is for the build button. Let's edit this name here. This is for next time. Probably next weekend or something. But what we got to do here, have the resource to build the item and at least one person building it. We need to add in, this is going to be build button as well. Change the idle workers next day activity to building. And so what I was thinking about earlier that I was like kind of like silent for a second was we actually, like, if you were to look at the game, let's pretend like you were playing here, and you looked at your population and it had stuff that they were to do the next day, and it said building, you'd probably want to know what the fuck they were building. So that is going to be something that we're going to need here. What we could, I just thought of this. What we could do, because I'm trying to get more organized, because organization is like a huge thing for me because my memory sucks so bad. What did we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's whatever. We could put in here. Well, and then so when we're done with this, like this round of these things, we're gonna move this county improvements over there to the right somewhere, and we'll do that. In the population list, it should show which building is being built instead of just instead of it just saying building. And then we'll convert this to a issue. All right, so once we get through this, we'll be done with this round of working on county improvements. We'll put this at the bottom, like right there. We'll move this over here somewhere. You know what I was curious is if you could put that in. You can't. So basically, we're gonna start organizing a bunch. We're gonna put done. We'll put done. But so this is the problem. Is over here we're gonna. This is getting kind of confusing. Like what these things are and what they're connected to, and sometimes I look through them, in between streams, but we need to start sticking them in more organized. Basically, we just got to be more organized. Let's save this shit. Let's close this shit. let's go to here. And so setting builders and build description panel. We did it. We finished that. Good God. It was murder, but we did it. We're not done with county improvements yet. And that is it. That is all I've got today. Like I said, probably next weekend. I don't know. I took a lot of naps after work, and sometimes when I wake up early from a nap, I just want to jump on and stream some game development. Sometimes I want to stream video games. I try to stream like video games at night, you know. But that is it for me today. Thank you for joining me. I'll probably stream next time on Twitch, and maybe I'll do every other, like one day on Twitch, one day on YouTube. I don't know. Haven't decided.